Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is CJ and I post makeup videos here on YouTube, which is what you are so kindly watching right now. So today I'm going to be trying out a few new things. Two of them are just new to me. It is the Kosas 10-second liquid eyeshadow. One is, it's like an under eye corrector. It's by Jecca Blac, which is a brand I've never heard of. And then also I'm going to be trying out this new huge launch that's huge. It's the Elf Camo CC Cream. So I'm gonna be trying out those three new things to me in this video, and I think I'm gonna be doing a wear test too. Yeah, because I have to like go grocery shopping later. So with the mask, obviously. So like, I mean, I'm gonna be putting this shit to the test. So hopefully you're excited, and let's just go ahead and get started. Okay? Yeah? Cool. All right. So I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is, okay, I haven't used this in any of my recent videos because I did just get it for myself, but I've kind of been playing with it like all behind the scenes, and I do really like it. So this isn't exactly a first impression. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. I got a shade that I got, not the exact lightest shade, I got like the second shade just because my foundation is so light. I've already used this. I do really enjoy it. I have oily skin, and even for me, it doesn't like break up my makeup or anything, and I do think it gives my skin a nice little glow. And I've used it with another CC cream that I got like in a boxy charm, and I've used it with my favorite L'Oreal True Match and no, not True Match, the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. And with both of those, it wore perfectly, didn't disrupt anything. So I do feel pretty confident that this is not going to disrupt the sanctity of the Elf Camo. I just feel like using it because I do really like it. So there's that. So, okay, now I'm going to go into this new Elf Camo CC Cream that everyone's losing their minds over. So I have it pulled up on my laptop right here, and I'll kind of break things down a little bit. So it comes in 20 shades, which isn't a lot, especially for a CC cream, but I will say the shades are very even. Like, there's just as many deep dark shades, in my opinion. Again, I am not a woman of color, obviously, so if I'm wrong, please let me know. I would love to be schooled on that. But to me, at first glance, it does look like there are an even amount of light, medium, and dark. So I do think they did a very good job with their shade range. So this is actually pretty pricey for Elf. It's $14. But drugstore foundation is pretty expensive nowadays. Like, I know my L'Oreal Infallible is like that amount, if not a little bit more. Actually, I think this might be a little bit more. How much is the L'Oreal one? Like, no lie. Okay, so the L'Oreal is $14.99. So the Elf one is 99 cents cheaper. So there's that. So this also has like a bunch of skin benefits in it. That's why it's like a CC cream. It has hyaluronic acid, which everything does nowadays, which is great. It helps provide hydration by locking in moisture, resulting in a plumped up, bouncy complexion. It has niacinamide to help brighten and even out skin tone. I know Hiram and James Welsh rave about niacinamide, so that's cool. I'm excited about that. Peptides for a more refreshed complexion, and it is infused with collagen. So that's all really cool. A lot of people are comparing this as like, or comparing it, saying it's a dupe for the It Cosmetics CC Cream. I have never tried the It Cosmetics CC Cream. That shit is expensive, and I love my L'Oreal Infallible foundation. I got this because I love Elf with all of my heart, and it's, you know, it's 99 cents cheaper than my normal foundation, and it's got all this cool stuff in it, and it has SPF 30. But I will say, please do not use this as your only SPF. Even though it's still winter, even though, you know, you might not think the sun's out, SPF 30 is not enough, especially when it's just in a foundation. Because I saw a video, or someone recommended a video, I'll try to find it and put it, but how much foundation you would have to put on to actually get the SPF benefits, and it's a lot. It's like that girl from TikTok, you know, who just like coats her face. So I would say don't use this as your only SPF, but added SPF is always a great thing to have. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out. I got the lightest shade, I believe. Yeah, I got the lightest shade. I got Fair 120N. So in the shade range, you'll see they do break it up into warm, neutral, and cool. I think that's really nice. So yeah, it's easy to find your shade. They even on the Elf website have a find my shade thing that you can put in like other foundations that you wear. So I think that's really cool. So I'm going to use one half with a brush and the other with my sponge. I'm going to use the brush on this side because I have this nice little friend that popped up the other day. It is pretty thick, I will say. It's more of like a, I mean, I did just get most of it off, but you can see kind of right there. It is a pretty thick foundation. I already noticed it covering a decent amount of redness, and I mean, concealer is not covering this little bitch. So I will say, like, please don't take it as bad that this isn't covering that, because even concealer didn't cover it yesterday. Okay, I like that. That blended out super, super well. I can't see it like sitting on my skin or anything. Let me do my forehead. Okay, I like that a lot, actually. I mean, obviously you can tell already the huge difference. I will say, and this is probably just because I hate applying foundation with a brush. I just like honestly really despise it. So I'm probably going to tap over this with my sponge just to, you know, if there's like any streaky lines or whatever, because brushes, they just take forever to blend things out. And I'm just a very impatient person, you know. But it will still show, you know, like when I do it just with a sponge as opposed to a brush and then a sponge, which kind of applies more heavy duty. So I'm going to kind of just tap it in with my damp sponge. But I really like that. The coverage is really good. It's not anything crazy. Like I still see some redness peeking through on my cheeks. But other than that, I mean, I think it looks really good. It looks very skin-like, especially after I tapped it in with my sponge. It doesn't, like, for as thick of a foundation as it is, it doesn't look like heavy or cakey or anything. I even still see some of like my sunspots right there. Okay, so I'm going to squirt out a little bit more. See here, that you can see. Now you can see how kind of thick it is. So, okay, now I'm just going to go in with the flat edge of my sponge. This is the Real Technique sponge. Okay, so as per usual with a sponge, you don't get as much coverage as you do with the brush, but the coverage is still really good. Like I still really, really like it. Again, it's not full coverage, but it's not light. So now I'm going to try and see if it's buildable at all, especially on this side of my face. Just like, especially this, like, this is my little freak cheek. It always like it stays red just constantly. So I'm going to go back in with my sponge and just tap and see if it's buildable at all. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's definitely buildable. It didn't pick up anything beneath it. And I did apply a little bit more on my nose because my nose is red as per usual. So, I think you can see it's pretty buildable. I'm going to put a little bit over this stupid zit of mine. And then I will, I'll zoom you in. And I will turn off my ring light. I actually don't have my ring light on very bright because I'm sitting in front of a window. It's like a super gloomy day out, but let me zoom you in so you can get a better look at how my skin looks up close. So as you can see, I mean, there's still some like pigment showing through, like you can see some veinage. You know, you can see a little bit of redness right there. You can still see like this freckle. On this side, obviously you can see this mammoth, but I mean, it did cover that redness and probably not, I mean, I actually really like how it covered it because it's nothing like too crazy. I mean, it did definitely cover it, I think. I think it did, and it's really hard to cover that redness. Even with my L'Oreal foundation, that you can build up to be very full coverage. So I'll say I really, really like how this looks on my skin. It doesn't look bad at all, I don't think. So that's the foundation. Love it so far. Let's now apply things on top of it to see how that works. All right, okay, so now let's go into the next new thing to me that I want to try. This is the Jecca Blac Liquid Corrector 2.0. It is vegan-friendly, cruelty-free. It's just like an under-eye brightener. This was on one of like BoxyCharm's little pop-up things. You know, they have stuff discounted by like 90%. I got this and that Kosas eyeshadow for like $2. Also, I had points to redeem because I've been on BoxyCharm for forever. But, so I did get this. So I also have this pulled up online. So it retails for $13.98. Very random. It is all you need to cover under eye darkness. We will see. After our best-selling product, Correct and Conceal, was such a hit, I've never tried that. We wanted to create a product that was designed just for brightening the under eye. So Is this just for brighten? I thought it was to like correct. Maybe I didn't research it enough. That's my bad. Okay. Anyway, I'm still gonna try it. Suitable for all skin tones, brightens under eye darkness, doesn't crease under the eye, doesn't highlight fine lines, lightweight and subtle finish. This is the only shade, but I did squeeze it out onto the back of my hand a couple days ago. I haven't used it on my under eye, but I will say I did see the shade, and it is pretty like, I do think it would kind of work for a wide array of skin tones because it is pretty kind of like peachy, you know, so it's nothing too terribly bright. So if you don't know, peach colors like this really do help like combat the blue tones that people have underneath their eyes. So I'm going to squirt out a little bit. That's what it looks like. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty peachy. So I do think it would work. I don't think on any, like on every single skin tone, but I do think it would work on quite a few. So I'm going to go into this little Sephora airbrush detail brush, and I'm just going to tap a little bit at first just to see. This looks a lot like the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in Bliss that I like a lot. Okay, I'm going to kind of tap it. And I'm going to bring it kind of like in here as well, just because I do get blue like all in here. Okay, so I'm going to tap it out with my sponge like I do with everything. Okay, that actually, I mean, it definitely did something, that's for damn sure. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to do it on this eye. I'm not going to do it on this eye, just to kind of play. And we'll see how it looks, you know, when everything is done and I have like my concealer on and all that. So that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be fun to see. All right, so now I'm going to go in with my concealer and just kind of finish up the powder and like the rest of my base, and then we'll come back and we'll play with that eyeshadow. So I shall be back. Hey guys, so obviously I did the rest of my makeup. If you want to kind of know the process that I use, I did just upload a video yesterday that was how I shape my face basically. I mean, it's like kind of like a contour thing, but it's also just tips and tricks like with other aspects of my face. So it's basically just my makeup routine, so I'll put that in the cards right there. So I did set my entire face because I will be going to the grocery store later and I will be wearing a mask, obviously. So I did use the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in transparent, so there was no change in the color or anything like that. I did not use setting spray though, because I do think that kind of alters the finish of foundation, and I did not want to do that. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the eyeshadow. So this is the Kosas, I hope I'm saying that right, Kosas 10-second eyeshadow. It is like this, it's supposed to be like this little one swipe shimmery thing. Again, I got it like in a BoxyCharm pop-up for like basically free. I just had to pay for shipping. So I looked it up on Sephora. It's $28. So I would never buy this, even just before using it. Even if it's like holy grail status, I don't think I could ever spend $28 on one eyeshadow, even if it's like absolutely beautiful. It has like 3.5 stars, so not the greatest. And as I was looking, they do have 3 finishes of this. They have a satin finish, a shimmer finish, and a glitter finish. So I got the shade Copper Halo, which is a shimmer finish. Okay, so online the highlights are that it's a liquid formula, long wearing, satin finish, unless it's the shimmer finish. That's weird. It won an Allure Award, so that's dope. It's hydrating and it is clean at Sephora. So it's a clean, water-based, fast-drying, crease-resistant formula for buildable, high-impact color that stays all day. It's got, I'm not even going to say that word, galactorabinin, which is smooths the appearance of your skin. Okay, jojoba oil, which soothes and balances, and then orange flower water, which brightens and tones. It is vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. Basically, that's it. I was reading some of the reviews, and it's saying it's very watery. So it says on the box to shake well before use. It's clean. Sweep over clean dry lids and blend with finger, doe foot, or eyeshadow brush to desired color. Close cap tightly. So I didn't like put concealer all over my lid, but I did put it in there, and so when I blended it out, it did get on my lid, and my lid was creasing. I did tap out the creases, but I do have a little bit of concealer on my lids, so hopefully that doesn't like affect anything. I don't think it will. Oh, I did want to do, okay, as I was thinking, so I'm going to do an experiment because we're scientific up in this bitch. So I am going to, on one eye, put in like a transition shade. So I know some people, like, they're saying that this is supposed to be just like an all over thing, but I know a lot of people would want to use this like as a topper or something like that. So on one eye, I'm going to use a transition shade. The other, I'm just going to go straight in with that. And then after it dries, I'm going to blend eyeshadow like in the crease as a transition and see if it like crumbles or like flakes off or anything like that. Does that make sense? Not the powder one, but this, just to kind of see if how workable it is, because I know a lot of eyeshadows like that are kind of bitchy, you know, they're like super temperamental. So I'm just going to go into, I'm just going to take this super basic Riff shade from the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I told you I'm going to use this more. Aren't you proud of me? And I'm just going to lightly dust that into my crease only on this eye. All right, so that's all we're going to do. Let me zoom you in. Aren't you proud? I remembered this time. All right, so they said to shake it until you hear the little thingy. I hear the little thingy, so let's see. I guess I'm just going to start with my finger to blend it out, because usually with stuff like this, that's the best way. It is super watery. Like, there's no cream to this at all. I don't know. You can't. I don't think there's any way to show you without pouring it out, but it is pure, like, water. Ooh, I like that color a lot. I do like the applicator, too. It's not a giant doe foot. It's, like, more of, like, a paddle, and it bends really easily. Very smooth to the touch. It doesn't feel like gritty or anything. It definitely feels basically like water. Huh, I like that. That's pretty. It's not as, what finish did I say this was? I think I got a shimmer finish. There's a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's nothing crazy, but I kind of like that. But I'm just, if you're expecting like a true shimmer, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe get the glitter finish and that'll be like a shimmer finish. Okay, I actually really like how that blended out. That did blend out effortlessly, especially like using a finger. Like that even kind of blended itself into that transition shade, I'm not gonna lie. And I haven't even like re-dipped back in there, and there's still product on the wand. So I feel like, which it should, considering it's a $28 eyeshadow, so I do feel like this will last you a really, really long time. Okay, that's actually really pretty. I really like that. I love how that blended out. It's not patchy. It didn't grab onto anything. I mean, that was so easy. Holy cow. And it's like not insanely pigmented, but that's what I would want, I guess. Because I mean, I do think you can probably build it. I mean, I was able to build it up. And this is supposed to be just like something you kind of swipe on, like blend around, and you don't even need a transition shade. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do on this side. I'm just going to do it straight out of the get. I mean, you can see it's even kind of blending itself. Like, obviously, I'm going to have to go in with a brush to blend it further out. But I will say, even with just a finger, it's kind of blending itself upward. Do you see that? I mean, it's not a perfect little transition line, but it ain't bad. That's for damn sure. And it's definitely buildable. That's, you know, also for damn sure, I guess. Okay, little Miss Kosas. I like you. You're cool. Butterbee for $28. And there's also like no fallout. Like you can tell, I mean, there's nothing under there, which there shouldn't be because it's a liquid, but still. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, because it is already dry. Like it's not something I'm going to have to sit here and wait. It's already dry to the touch. Like it's already dry. I guess because it is so watery, it's not like going to take forever to dry down. So now I'm just going to take this brush and just kind of blend the edges and see if it blends out just a little bit more uniformly. Oh wow. God, I hate this damn brush. This brush blends so well. I love it, but it sheds like you will never. It's a Morphe brush, of course. Oh wow. Guys, that is so cool. I mean, that blends. It looks like I have a transition on, no? I am shocked how much I like this. I thought this was going to be more like one of those Stila things, or just something like that, like a really chunky, glittery thing that you put on, and they say it's like a one-stop. This is a one-stop shop. This is dope. I love the color. It looks really good with my eyes. I think it brings them out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because I didn't do anything on the lower lash line, and this does say you can use a brush with it. All right, so I'm just going to take this little brush, and I'm going to kind of dip into, like, I'm going to dip it onto the doe foot just a little and blend that out as, like, my lower lash line. Oh my god, y'all. I am, like, no lie, kind of shocked by how much I know I kind of look sick, but that's because I don't have lashes on or anything. Damn. You know, Kosas is one of those brands I have always wanted to try. Like their little oil foundation, I want to try it so bad. But their brand is expensive, y'all. That shit is no lie. And this bitch is unemployed, so I splurged on that damn $14 foundation. I just sounded so country, y'all. I'm sorry. Sometimes when I get like excited, or I've talked to my mom recently, I start to sound very country. So if you ever want to watch more of my videos, which I think you should, it's a fun time over here, but that's just something you have to look forward to. All right. Love it. I'm kind of ecstatic about this. So I'm very curious to see how this lasts throughout the day, like if it creases, breaks up or anything. Again, I am not using setting spray today, so I'm going to do my mascara and some lashes most likely, and then I'll be back for the final send-off. Okay, cool. All right, guys, so I'm done with everything. All I did was pop on some Essence Lash Princess on my top and bottom lashes. That was honestly it. So I'm just going to go ahead and give a quick run through on my initial impressions of everything. As I said, I am going to be going to the store and kind of wearing this as long as I can. I mean, it is 12:30 in the afternoon already, but I mean, it's still like, I feel like a 5, 6, 7 hour wear test is better than none, especially if I'm going to be wearing a mask. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So my initial run through of everything that I tried. Okay, so L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. No, I already said that. I've used it before. I love it. It doesn't mess with my makeup, the longevity, anything of it. I love that Elf Camo CC Cream. Just upon initial impression, I'm kind of blown away by how it looks, because it's definitely got coverage to it. It's definitely got life to it, stuff to, I mean, for a CC cream, it's some good stuff. So I am honestly loving it so far. It didn't emphasize any of my pores, any of my texture, anything. You know, I showed you the close-up, so we'll see how that lasts throughout the day. Okay, this is the one thing I'm kind of on. So I didn't say after I was done with everything. So I only applied it to this eye. You know, I went with my Elf Camo concealer like I normally do, and then I didn't do any of my normal brightening powders under my eyes. I usually just use like the two in the Tarte Park Ave Princess face palette. I didn't use that. I did set under my eyes, but again, I just used that Rimmel transparent powder, so it's didn't add anything. I will say, I do think this looks darker than this now that I'm seeing it. Like in my mirror, maybe not as much, but on the viewfinder right here, it definitely looks, sorry, that's my laundry. I'm an adult. You can get over it. Sorry. Anyway, so I definitely do think this side looks a little bit darker than this side. We'll see how it lasts. I'm going to attempt with all of my being not to tap some brightening powder on this side to make it look even. I'm just going to kind of deal with it. Probably gonna drive me a little bit crazy, but that's okay. That's life. It's nothing bad. But anyway, I'm not completely blown away by it, but I do not hate it. So that is the complete opposite of how I feel about where to go. Where is it? Did I lose that shit already? I'm gonna be so mad. This thingy, I am shocked. I love this. So this, so I will say, when I was looking at the Sephora, the reviews were okay. They weren't great. I mean, it was 3.5 stars, but I think a lot of people, when they go into stuff like this, especially when it says it's like a shimmer finish, I think they expect a little bit more like pow to it, but it's like a very light, healthy, I mean, it literally is an every single day, pop it on, blend it out with your finger, maybe a brush if you're feeling frisky, pop on. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. We'll see how it goes throughout the day, if it breaks up, creases, whatever. But I will say the formula is so thin and watery, and it dried so quickly. I cannot see it creasing, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things. So we'll see. So yeah, so that's just my initial opinion on everything as of right now. I'm really excited because I didn't think I was gonna like some of this stuff as much as I did, but I kind of really do. So yeah, just stay tuned throughout the day. I'm gonna try and pop one maybe once or twice throughout the day, and then yeah, that's it. So bye for now. Hey guys, so it's 1:55, so almost 2. So it's about an hour and a half since I finished the initial try on. I went to the grocery store. I went to 2 stores, and then it came back home, unloaded everything. So I do kind of want to say there is some some of the foundation did come off on my nose. Let me zoom in. Yeah, can you see that, like right there? A little bit did come off, but that, honestly, it's so normal. So I live in southern Louisiana, and so the humidity is like at a norm, like at least 70. Today it's very rainy, so when I was outside, I did get rained on. The humidity currently, it's 86. Yeah, 86%. Yeah, 86% humidity. And it's raining, and I was wearing a mask, which, does kind of trap moisture, in this region. So I'm not going to give it like anything bad towards that. I will say, if this was my L'Oreal Infallible, it probably would have broken up a little bit more. Because, like if I would go to work and then, well, I guess that could have been because I was just wearing the foundation longer. I don't know. So there was a little bit of breakage, I will say that, but I think that's pretty typical, especially for the climate that I'm in, and with the mask and everything, especially when the breakage is right on my nose where the mask, is supposed to go over. Yeah, so that makes sense. But everything else is still holding up super, super well, except for on my nose. The foundation still looks impeccable, like everywhere. There's some breakage like around like the crease of my nose, but that's so typical. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know. I probably need to watch like a Jackie Aina video about it, because she seems to be like this, guru about, stuff like that. So anyway, I probably need to watch a video from her about that. But I will say eyeshadow is still holding up very, very strong. There's a little bit of smudging, but that's just from my mascara. It's not from the eyeshadow itself. Yeah, so that's that. That's this check-in. I'll be back later. Hey guys, so it's officially 7:30, and I know it's super early for most people in their life, but my boyfriend has to get up at 4 a.m. for his job, so I am done for the day. Alright, so I know I look a little crazy. I also just ate like very greasy pork chops and potatoes for dinner, so yeah, so this is going to be the final check-in for the look. I finished my makeup at like 12:30, so this is 7 hours. I know it's not that long of a wear test, but I feel like it's better than nothing. I feel like the foundation still looks really, really good, other than that initial breakage on my nose from the mask and being out in like really big humidity and stuff. I feel like it looks still really, really well. I will say I do think that under eye corrector made a little bit of a difference, because I will say even still, like I see a little bit of a difference between this eye and this eye. And obviously in the viewfinder, there's like a freaking major ass difference. So I think the under eye corrector, the Jecca Blac one, I feel like I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit more, but I do see a difference with it. The eyeshadow, I'm gonna say, I think is the star of this video. It did not crease. It still looks it still looks really good for, even just for a liquid eyeshadow, but even, just as anything, I think it still looks really, really good. God, my chin looks disgusting. I'm sorry. I had very greasy pork chops. They're great, but they're very greasy. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited about the stuff that I use. I'm going to keep using them in future videos, so just stay tuned. You'll probably see them here and there, like in a favorites video, in a fails video. Probably not a fails video, because usually those are kind of like just like shit products. I don't think any of these that I used today were actual shit. I think they're all pretty incredible, honestly. So just stay tuned on what I think. But right now, after a 7-hour wear test in humidity, in the rain, all that stuff, in a mask, I'm really excited. That was Chewy. She says hi. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've tried any of these products, please let me know what you thought of them. And yeah, I think I already said please like and subscribe, right? Leave a comment if you want to. That'd also be really cool of you to do. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.